You are now reacting to the legendary K-pop group Super Junior, who has been part of the music industry for over 15 years, and their song House Party, the title track off of their 10th album, The Renaissance.
We're learning about the Renaissance in music history right now.
Oh! Well, this song sounds nothing like the music released during the Renaissance period.
I'm
just
very
FYI.
glad, because
Just
it's not
FYI.
really
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
The concept for the song becomes clear after reading the first few lines of lyrics, so I'll refrain from spoiling the message before you listen to it. What I will say right now is that Super Junior spent a lot of careful time during the decision process for the album's title track to select a song that is both musically fun and fitting with the time that we live in today. The song is composed by Christian Fest, Didrik Thought, Sebastian Thought, and Yu Youngjin.
Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Yay.
This here, the ice cold Michelle fight for that one.
Yeah.
I'm just, I don't know why, but I'm really happy that I'm being welcomed into this song.
It sounds just like Uptown Funk by Bruno Mars.
It's in the same key.
Yeah.
Relative pitch.
Ooh. Like that dissonance. Ooh, you look at Tiger Woods, ooh!
Dun, dun,
It's looking
dun,
fresh.
dun, dun.
I like that a lot. House party.
Yeah, right?
That's such
The
a
minor
odd-
5.
I was just thinking about the placing of the strong syllables.
Oh, yeah.
Instead of
Syllabic.
Party.
The horn line.
Yeah.
I would want to play for them.
The space. Wow. All their voices are like so distinct.
What? What? What?
Whoa. What? Wow! What the fuck is happening? That was sick.
Is this the same song? I was scared they just changed randomly. It's like the house party where your friends all come over while your parents are home, and the house party you're having your parents are at home.
It's a whole new vibe, whole new song even.
Yeah. It's more than just a generic stylistic change because I feel like they actually embody the new style.
And they just expect us to go along like nothing just happened.
I'm all about this message.
That was really funny.
And there's still a bridge. That's crazy how the stylistic change was the second verse.
Like a little cowbell in the back is nice touch on the production for the rhythmic arrangement.
Okay. Everlasting friends. Maybe through like the good and the bad? Maybe. Like us. Yeah. Oh, hey! Yeah.
God, slay me with the vocals.
That was fire! How many? That was like crazy.
Wow.
Those are like different worlds.
Am I upset? It was very sudden. It was like a...
Yeah. Yeah, there was no transition, no preparation, no
It's
anticipation.
like when you're looking at
nothing.
a camera and they just like, boop, pop in like another film over it. It's just like a
I
completely
really
different
thought
color.
YouTube skipped videos. I really thought YouTube like kicked me out of the video and started. I was like, oh, that's weird. That's suspicious. But I like the transition afterwards, like when they were going back to the funk. Their transition was really nice.
Really? It wasn't too sudden for you?
When
There
they were
was an
going
actual
back.
metric modulation going into it, but
Yeah.
it just went straight back.
But
I thought
there
they
was
were
some
both
type of
very
like
sudden.
anticipation that something was going to change. Whereas the first one, I really thought a new video just started randomly. Like I was like, what? I was like, what? I had to check my browser to be like, what's going on?
I thought that was cool. I gotta listen to that transition because I was just like, what? So don't they just like metrically modulate to like a dotted quarter, like above?
Dotted eighth becomes quarter.
Dotted eighth, not quarter. Dotted eighth because it's gung, 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 gung.
I don't think there's any metric modulation. I don't know if it's intentional, I guess.
I don't think it's a metric modulation. I think it's a tonicization of the metric modulation in the very short sense. And then I think it just goes into eighth notes and then speeds up the eighth notes.
Right,
Yeah.
that's the only connection is that we're the God. And yeah, it literally just accelerandos.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think there's any relationship there. Yeah, and I think that's also why the non-transition back to the original vibe feels a little jarring.
This transition into the faster tempo felt a little bit more seamless because the dotted eighth notes sort of halted your sense of the rhythm before, so that you could enter into the new tempo with sort of a fresh slate. Whereas in the transition back into the original tempo, you felt those two tempi right against each other without that sort of break in your mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just came up with a theory. What if the middle section is what happens when you leave the house?
Without a
And then
mask.
the moment you shut the door, boom, everybody now. You know?
This is the same company that did NCT, right? Yeah, they like their spoken lyrics. They like that a lot, and I think that gives it like a different vibe to it, especially with like the funk, like all this like funk going on
Lots of
behind
funk.
the. Like, there's a lot of funk. It reminded me of Bruno Mars' Uptown Funk.
This arrangement sounds really, really like Uptown Funk.
Jump on it. If you said and flown it. If you freak dead and own it. Don't brag about it, come show me. Come on. 숨긴 신사 여러분 나를 보고 따라해. Gonna have a good time. Good time. 자유로웠던 시간이 멈췄던 지난 날의 누구들의 박수.
Same key, similar chord progression,
Yes.
similar rhythms.
Yeah,
Yes.
and then similar instruments too. Like the guitar at the beginning, and then Uptown Funk also have that. And then in the chorus, there's like a chord, maybe like a synth sound, like a really old retro synth sound. And then they add a little bit of like warp so that it kind of sounds out of tune to represent like the old vintage sound. And then this also did that. Like that really stand out to my ear.
Right, but
Yeah.
then the second verse happened.
Yeah, and I'm like, whoa, what's happening right now?
Yeah, that was crazy.
Just like everything about it was like screaming Quincy Jones, James Brown, adding these small like tin, almost like cowbell sounding rhythms that go against the that was really good touch, and they panned them really well to where it was like you almost didn't catch it. But if you do, it's like it's even more tasteful.
So what do you think about each section? Is there one you preferred more, and why?
The first section, not like the verse rapping section, but like the refrain, the first refrain that was in major with a little like modal mixture. I thought that was very groovy. I liked it.
I guess my favorite section would have to be the funk because I felt like there was more interaction between the different members, harmonization and like a call and response, like, you know, playing off of each other's timbres. It felt more like a group, whereas the transition felt really like it was to show off members, like it was more soloistic. So I kind of like that a little bit better, the funk section, but I do think they are both good on their own.
Why is your go-to dance move always like constipated baby?
What the fuck? Just like shaking, like trying
No,
to get it
it's
out.
your face.
All around me are familiar faces, worn out places,
The face you make looks like a baby who can't get out the poop.
worn out faces, bright and early for their daily races.
This whole thing was just so catchy. I love that the house party lick is actually kind of melodically all over the place. This is my house party. Like, that's a lot of leaps. It's not just like an easy contour to follow. And then house party, that chromaticism is also really catchy. So it got stuck in my ear. No, I love it. And I love the message. I love the literal propaganda of, hey, let's not throw house parties. You can throw a house party virtually or with us, just dancing at home. And I like that message. You know, we need more art out there that's promoting positive vibes.
Once this whole shebang is over, we can look back to the song and see it as a really nice, you know, sort of emblem of what that time was.
I think
this
that's
could
their
be,
goal was
yeah,
that.
this could bring back all the feels.
Did you want to talk more about the syllabic?
The house party.
Oh, because we usually say house party instead of.
Yeah, house party. Yeah.
Okay.
Playing with where our syncopation is in our speech patterns, it's a whole rabbit hole of things that you can do. I would recommend looking up drummers playing along to speech patterns on YouTube, and that can kind of give you an impression of all these ways that we phrase our sentences. Like, you can say articulation, 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 and all these things that kind of we don't think about when we talk, but having a drummer actually create a beat off of human sentences and how the rhythm is organized and how it changes is a really interesting way to see how our language has a lot of rhythm in it.
Remember this, Triple H, you are to the rock a one-trick pony and a cheap trick circus. Your one trick is China and your cheap circus is your ability, period.
K-pop does use English in a very interesting way. Maybe it's because when we listen to a K-pop song, we're kind of conditioned already to treat the English language in a different way. And I wonder if I hadn't listened to any K-pop, maybe that house party thing, maybe a little less likable, a little more jarring. I don't know.
I think that more intense and just uncomfortably like rhythmic modulatory part of this song, I think that it's kind of like this interjection within all of the, yes, we can do this, we're all in this together too. Yeah, we can get through this only if you guys, you know, realize we're all human beings. That what they said, don't wave others off for the life of your own. So don't like, you know, only care about yourself and not want to wear a mask because it's freedom. And he said, this is not freedom, you guys messed up. Like, the message they're spreading is fantastic because it's like, yeah, we're all human beings. If we don't wear a mask, we're disrespecting even ourselves. You know, if we're not being careful about what's going on, you know, the people are dying. And to only care about one's own freedom, it's like, it's ridiculous. So I think that sonic interjection was done really well. And I love that message. I think it's great.
I was not expecting that at all. Yeah, I just felt like my emotions were ravaged because one minute I was happy and then the next minute I was like, what?
Being assaulted.
Why is everyone angry? But
why are you yelling at me?
I like the direction of the rapping. There was dissent.
Oh yeah, it was always like da 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 da.
Yeah.
I'm just still like thinking about every part, saying to myself, wow, that was about COVID. That's like so interesting.
Arguably the best COVID song there is.
Now I'm thinking of like other artists that did projects that were related to COVID, and really like not a lot of them had such a specific message. My mind has been rattled.
Charlotte, what are your thoughts on this song? Did it have you jamming?
Not constipated baby jamming, but yeah. I think all just the references to everything that we've experienced in the pandemic and quarantine, the regulations, all the stuff that's expected of you, the ever-changing nature of it, the fact that it makes you go insane, but also like all the things that like, could you imagine doing this if we didn't have the internet? Kind of touches on that, like the whole world being connected without any physical contact.
And we can all be one together through the internet.
That's a little mushy for me, but yeah.
It just made me happy. It's a good song to, you know, make someone happy, you know.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think it's important too for, you know, like the happy emotion she's feeling. It's meant for us to listen to today. This is during like a pandemic, and there's, you know, not a lot of artists that are putting out music to help us cope with the exact experiences we're in right now. Because this is a very, very complex time and a very individualistic time. And so I think that it was very nice for them to kind of, one of the lyrics they say, you need like two hands to hold together. So it's like nice for them to reach out a hand through music to their fans and just say, okay, we're gonna get through this together. You guys do your part, and it's gonna all happen and heal faster if you do your part. So I think that's really, really nice.
Okay, maybe you didn't read the lyrics at the crucial parts, but this is just basically a COVID song.
There were subtitles?
Yeah!
Oh, there were?